Drone here. This is the XR 916 6-axis Nano Hexacopter, branded Kidstech, and we are in my garage. I have like 19-mile-an-hour wind. I didn't think it'd be too smart to go outside with this, although I was very tempted to go outside with this. But this is only my second flight, and it's actually my first flight on a fully charged battery. Prior, I did a RTF flight inside my house. I got about 4 to 5 minutes, which isn't bad for a RTF flight. RTF ready to fly right out of the box, whatever you want to say, without charging the battery. A no charge flight, if you may. As you can see, I'm flying inside the garage. It has zero issues. It had zero issues flying inside my house. And as you notice, you have a beacon light constantly blinking on the front. I don't have it in a special mode or anything. That does continually blink blue and red, and it's good for orientation. It's great for orientation outside, as long as that's kind of facing towards you. And if it's not facing towards you, the majority of the propellers on this are black, and the front ones, the two front ones, are white, so that also helps with orientation. So this is a very nice quadcopter and very easily orientated. It's a very smooth flyer too. As you can see, I'm able to kind of keep it in a position here, but I will show you that it has some zip to it. It definitely has some speed to it. Watch this. I'm gonna fly down here. Bam, bam. It's like a little glow ball just flying. As far as a night flight goes, I'd stick away from that with this, just because you don't have any other lights around the quadcopter. As you can see, you kind of see the front blinking with the beacon away from me, and at nighttime that's not going to be good, because if you yaw away from yourself, I mean, you could put this in headless mode and you could have the front facing you and essentially the back be your front, because it does have headless mode, and headless mode does work. I have tested it. But at nighttime with a blinking light, you have like a half a second, a tenth of a second, whatever you may, where there is no light, and these things travel fairly quickly, as I just showed you. And as you can see the punch on it, when I lift up, it goes up, where you're not going to see it. And essentially, if you ever played as a child and flipped light on off on off on off on off while one of your friends is like dancing around and doing crazy stuff, it looks odd. And the reason it looks odd is because every half a second you're not catching your friend's movement. The same thing with this. If you're in complete darkness and all you're relying on is a beacon light that's constantly blinking, and you have a half a second without light, you're gonna have a half a second where this can dart and move somewhere else, and your eyes are gonna have to keep adjusting. Another thing that you can kind of revert that to, if you've ever actually intently watched a chipmunk, their hearts race like ridiculously, so they kind of move in like extreme fast, and they're very jittery movements. That's what you'll get at nighttime with a light that's blinking on and off, because you're gonna have just a minute second where you're not going to see it, and then you're going to see it, not going to see it, then you're going to see it, and these things move so quickly that that's not really going to be awesome. As you can see, acrobatics are good on this. It does have a full cage, so if I go up to the roof, the blades aren't going to be affected. If I hit something, bam, just like that, I could keep my composure. I could wait for it to bounce off of it, as it just did, and I could keep it in the air. If this was the JGRC Hex, which is almost identical to this, and it would have hit the antenna like I just did, it would be on the ground, because you'd have one or more blades getting obstructed by the antenna, which we just hit again, and we're still in the air. And it would flop. It would flop right on the ground. With a full cage like this, it also makes it ideal for flying indoors, because you can bounce off walls. Again, you can ride the ceiling, essentially, like go full throttle into the ceiling, and the guard is up higher than the blades, so you don't have to worry about that. You see me kind of tapping the roof of my Grand Prix here. I love this car, like love this car. I have my Cadillacs, which I love too. This one I've had the longest, and it's kind of a combination between Cadillac luxury and kind of modern styling, where you don't have so much chrome and it's kind of all body kit and whatnot. I'm smacking it off of it. Am I worried about damage? Not really. This thing doesn't weigh much, and the motors that are spinning these propellers aren't exposed. You have plastic underneath them, so I'm really not too worried about damaging my car lightly tapping it off of it. Again, you see it has some speed to it. As far as dipping, look at that. And we actually just hit the ground. I was trying to get like really close to the camera, my other camera, not my head cam. I have my pad over there, as you were able to see, and I kind of got behind it and then flopped it to the ground. And I believe the battery might be going here. It seems not to have as much power as it should. We're still going here. But yeah, see, it's on the ground again. The battery's probably going here, but I'm gonna fly it out. I'm gonna see what the fully charged battery gives you. And you have to excuse me here. I should have did better editing with this, grabbing it. Kind of picked it up, tossed it, and then it kind of went underneath the back end of the Grand Prix. There, getting it from the Grand Prix. I apologize about that. Setting on the floor, and we are coming up, and I'm catching it. And yeah, the power is not what it was. So again, definitely thinking that this is just about out of flight here. Good catch. Up. Yeah, the battery's just about kicked on this. I'm J-Drone. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, please ask me. I love answering questions. Check out Drone Days on Facebook. And everybody have a wonderful day and take care.